All right, come on. Kahalo Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach wa Malak Yahweh for giving me the spirit and power to do this lesson. Shema Yasharala Yahweh, Alahaya Nawa Yahweh Akkad. Right, that's Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 4. What we're going to touch on right now. The title of the lesson, I deemed it When the Lights Go Out, aka when the pilgrimage starts. So what I did is, here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, if you don't know, most of Tulsa, Oklahoma, their power went out. It was a horrible storm. Their power went out. And I've done lessons over, other places when they power went out, when things happen in other areas. Like I did a lesson over in Texas. They had a huge storm, a winter storm in Texas, right? And there's different areas. It was one in Buffalo where the girl, she died in a car. She froze to death in her car, right? These things have been happening all over the earth, and we've been doing reports on them. But then here it is, Tulsa, Oklahoma. A huge storm came here, and it knocked out all the power. So as the power was out, I was writing down certain notes, doing a little meditating, trying to face reality. And for the most part, man, hey, when the power go out, man, that's when we really gonna see what people about. But let's get warmed up right quick. Isaiah 33 and 6. It says, "In wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." So the wisdom that comes from these scriptures, the hope that comes from these scriptures is the only thing that's gonna keep us stable in these last days, man. Because that's the only thing that kept me going straight up when the lights was out. The lights was out a week. Some people more, right? But that's what kept me stable. I understand, and I was supposed to use that to my advantage. It was like a drill, like a military drill, right? I knew the lights was coming back on, so I tried to. No, I wasn't trying to go seek a hotel. I wasn't trying to go do the utmost, right? I tried to face it. I tried to deal with reality, right? And it helped me understand too, like, faith. We always say faith without works is dead, but there are certain things that you do need regardless, right? Like you say, like we always say, faith without works is dead. So it's nothing wrong with going to go get you a 7-in-1 shovel, right? A shovel that has a blade on it, a whistle, a fire starter, and it's all in one shovel. There's nothing wrong with that, man, because guess what? Faith without works is dead, right? And guess what? In the law, it tells you what are you going to do when the electric is out, the water, the gas, everything is out. You can't flush the toilet. You know what I'm talking about. And you got to go with outside the camp and take a poop. Are you going to dig it with your hand? I'm thinking about all of this while the lights is off. So you know what I went and did? I went and got a shovel, straight up, for me and my house. And I think we all should be investing in a shovel because the scriptures tell you to go outside the camp, dig a hole and poop in the hole and cover up the hole, straight up. I'm thinking about things like this while the lights is out. So it was very needful. It was very necessary for the lights to go out here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, because I learned something. And like I said, I wrote down a couple of notes, so I wouldn't forget as I was going through what I was going through. But one thing for sure is you never know. Like, this is when you really start to see stuff. You start to see who people is in these kind of times, and you start to see, like with the scripture, how the scriptures explain it, like people teaming up. Like, what's one thing I kept seeing is like, that my neighbors, like they was all teaming up with each other, right? We Israelites, of course, we stand out, and they don't want to deal with us. They see how we move, they see how we rock. They don't want to deal with us. So, of course, we the outcasts. And of course, when it comes to where we're going to get food from, guess what? It's going to be you who they think of. So this is why, we would have to leave. This is where the pilgrimage come in. Let them have all that shit. When it's time to go, it's time to go. That's why Yahushua says, don't go to the top. If you're at the top of your house, don't go down to get nothing in, to go inside to get nothing. Just go, man. Shalom, everybody tuning in. ISBHPK. Shalom, King. I don't know. What is that short for? Shalom, Anthony Knox. Shalom, Black Lightning. Shalom, everybody tuning in. Lord willing, we get edified. If you got any questions, go ahead and ask the questions. But I'm going over right now when the lights go out, a.k.a. pilgrimage, man. The first scripture I brought out was Isaiah 33 and 6. The next scripture I'm going to bring out is 2nd Ezra chapter 16. And Lord willing, we can eat together. If you got any precepts, post them. Hey, we in this thing. Shalom, Hebrew daughter. Shalom. All right, so Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 40. It says, "O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be Salakia, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth." Now, I don't know if you know, but I'm gonna pull it up what a pilgrim is. Let's see exactly what a pilgrim is. I'm pretty sure you have seen it already, but I'm pulling it up for edification's sake. Salakia, give me 1 second. All right, so let's get what a pilgrim is. So it says a pilgrim. It says a person traveling to a holy place as a penance or to discharge some vow or religious obligation or seeking some miracle or spiritual benefit, right? And that's what we will be doing as we on our pilgrimage, as we leave our house, our home, and we go. Because you got to understand this: the earth is our home. So don't just think that this house is yours, because you don't own the house. Even if you do own the house, you still got to pay mortgage, which means what? You don't own the house. You don't own the Chevy car. They got a Chevy symbol on it. You can't take that stuff off the car. Sony TV, whatever TVs you got in your house, whatever refrigerator, dryer is already name branded and it already has patents on it. It's their stuff. So when it's time to go, that should help you understand, like, bro, this shit ain't mine anyway. So just go. So it says also a traveler, generally a wayfarer, right? A pilgrim, a crusader, a foreigner, a stranger, right? Just like our forefathers was, Jacob and Abraham. They was foreigners, they were strangers. And you are too, especially, in the land of America. None of this here is ours anyway, right? And we got to take that into account, man, because that's what's going on. So I'm going to read this one more time. "O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth." We are all going to be foreigners upon the earth pretty soon, right? And like I said, I took full advantage of the lights being out for a whole entire week. Full advantage. And if you have something that happen like that near you, take full advantage. Don't try to run from it. Don't try to go get a hotel. Hey, really try to embrace it, right? So you can understand, like, this is how it's going to be pretty soon. And I know I'm doing a lot of talking, but I'm just, hey, this is the experience that I had, and I said I was going to do a lot of talking when it comes to this lesson. But I do got another precept, though. I'm trying to get warmed up. Bear with me. Like, and when I say, like, you will understand being in that kind of situation, you will understand what everybody likes and don't like. You would understand what you really think about. Like, when the lights go out, whatever I was thinking about, that's what's going to be a stumbling block for me. Whatever my wife was thinking about, that's going to be a stumbling. Even my children, they kept saying, "Dad, when the lights going to get cut back on? Dad, when the lights going to get cut back on? Dad, when the lights going to get cut back on?" And it helped me understand, like, bro, this is going to be a stumbling block in some kind of way, but we have to get through this, and I broke it down to them, what's going on and how we should embrace it. The lights will get cut back on, but it helped me understand that it's a lot of people that don't have God and don't have the Bible. They're not going to take it so well, man. And as of now, as of right now, they are, as the lights was out, they demanded, when there's certain stores that was still open, like Quick Trip, of course, like the main stores that they're going to use even in the New World Order, right? I was taking in all of this. Like, when I went to this one, every time we went to the store, they only wanted cash, right? They only wanted cash. So they want all your cash. I don't know if you understand about the Fed now, the CBDC, the mark of the beast, but this is what they're doing. Right? I believe that it was a planned lights out. Like Esau, I did a lesson over this too. Esau manipulates the weather. Esau, this is a weapon that Esau uses so that you can't right on blame him for something. He'll be like, it's nature, it's the weather. But we already didn't prove that Esau controls the weather. He's doing that. He's trying to be like God, like the scriptures say, and is given into his hand until times and times and a dividing of times. Right? He shall change times and laws. This is what he do, man. But I believe he brought this storm here to Tulsa, Oklahoma. I believe he brought the storm to Texas, Buffalo, California, all these different places. And if you actually go into the history, I believe, I forgot what war it was that they fought, but I think it was the Vietnamese. It was some like China or Japan, but they couldn't beat them because they went over there and tried to fight them, and they had underground tunnels. And what Esau did, he made it rain for 2 days and flooded them out, and that's how he won that war. So Esau definitely know how to use the weather to his advantage, and I believe that's what he's been doing. He's been using the weather to his advantage lately, right, to try to get this seat. Because right after the lights came back on, now is CBDC FedNow will launch in July. That's in a couple of days. Right after the lights come on, they start saying this, and then after that, I don't know if it's probably global, but the Cash App, all the Cash App, Chime, all it now is glitching. These things are glitching. What he's doing is he's bagging you into the corner to making you think like, well, everything is going bad, everything is horrible, everything is crashing. We have a new solution for you. It's called order out of chaos, or order out of chaos. It's an old Greco-Roman tactic. It's problem, reaction, solution. So they create a problem, they create the problem, then they let the people react to it, then they come with a solution. That's what this is about. No, sir. I live right down the street from my job, Anthony Knox, so I couldn't, so their power was out too. So, but I mean, the Lord, I'm gonna say the Lord still, he put it on their spirit to still pay me half the wages that I would make in a week. So I still got some of the bread, even though I didn't work, right? But at the end of the day, I use this as I use it as a stepping stone. I think I did good, man, in the midst of this, because my neighbors, they was going crazy, man. The Edomite neighbors, bro, they was going crazy, man. No, they was selling all their stuff, trying to get a generator, but they have no idea, like, there's something bigger ahead that they're not going to be able to get a loophole around, right? And that goes for each and every last one of us, and that's what the Bible say. Let me get it. All right, so this is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. He says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. And that's what we have to be. We have to be patient when we're in those kind of diehard situations, temptations like that, right? Because like I said, like, no, I could have went and got a hotel. I got the money to go get a hotel. We could have went out of town to a family member's house and tell everything. Nah, we sat right here and we dealt with it, man. We dealt with it. And like I said, I believe we did good, right? And hopefully if that comes to you, which I'm pretty sure it will, whatever, in a hood, a city near you, it's going to come, because Esau going to hit every city that he can, right? Because everybody has to go through this great tribulation period. But he says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, right? Which shall come upon all the world. So this hour of temptation, which is the charagma, which is the Revelations 13 and 16, it's going to come upon the whole world. But he got to do it in increments, man. Because he don't want you to believe that he's the devil. He don't want you to know he's the devil. But it's nothing he's going to be able to do, right? And the book of Psalms said everything that all his craftiness, precept upon precept, line upon line. So I can give me 1 second. And like even like they, they sending updates to the phone. Shalom, the chosen one, Jacob. Shalom, everybody that's tuning in. Like I said, if you got any questions, feel free to ask. If you want to help out with the lesson, post your scriptures and I'll read them. Right, but they kept sending updates telling us, like, they told everybody. I'm reading the comments. I'm actually looking how people are going crazy. I'm like, damn, these people really are going crazy. They're not even trying to deal with it. But they told everybody, they promised everybody that everybody's electric was going to be on by Saturday, right? But it wasn't. Everybody's electric wasn't on by Saturday. But the thing is, and this is the one article that really got me, and I actually screenshotted it and saved it for this lesson, because this is what they said. This is the kind of bullshit that Esau brings to you. It says, because it was getting closer to Saturday, but half of the city's lights wasn't on still. They said it's not like the utility is waiting until 5 p.m. Saturday, which that was the promise that they gave everybody. Esau's word, we expect that to be a promise. Just like how you pay your bill, you expect, you pay your bill or they cut it off. And it's just that simple. You either pay the bill or we cutting that shit off. So when we got a problem like this, when the lights go out, we don't care what you're talking about. Get it done. That's how we look at it, because that's how y'all look at it. Y'all taught us that. So get that shit done. We don't care. Go call a PSO from other counties and towns and cities and have them come help, but they need to be done by your promise, your word, your bond. You said Saturday at 5 p.m., but this is the update for it. And I laughed at it. It says it's not like the utility is waiting until 5 p.m. Saturday, the estimated power restoration time to flip a switch, Mayor Bynum said Monday. So that's the mayor that's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. His name is Mayor Bynum. I forgot his first name. Shalom. But I forgot his first name, but he's Mayor Bynum of Tulsa, Oklahoma. But you see what they said. I don't know if I'm going to read it again. It's not like the utility is waiting until 5 p.m. Saturday, the estimated power restoration time to flip a switch. That's what it was about. So they was fixing everybody's electricity, but they left it off. It's all about a flip of the switch. Why am I bringing this out? Because there's going to be a day where it's going to happen again, but it's going to happen all over the United States. And guess what? It's only going to be a flip of the switch. So they're letting you know all of this is a flip of a switch. So they cut it off, they cut it on. GT Bynum, the water. GT Bynum, that's his name. He's a mayor of Tulsa. But they let you know in this article right here, they said it's a flip of a switch. So when it's going to come a time, the hour of temptation, like we're reading about, like the Bible tells us it's going to happen, that we have to prepare for. It's going to be a day where your lights, your gas, your water, whatever, it's not going to get cut back on until you get down with this FedNow system, till you get down with this CBD system, till you get down with this mark of the beast system. There's no time to be playing around. It's just not, because I'm telling you straight up, I'm a man. Like I was fighting it. Like I said, I think I dealt with it pretty good. The only reason why I say that is because I didn't go get a hotel. I didn't go outside of town to a family members and try to keep, living electricity. That's the only way I say I did good. But I'm thinking I'm like, damn, when is power gonna get cut back on? Damn, when the power gonna get cut back on? Straight up, man. And that's just the flesh talking. That's a battle that we all have to fight, which is the flesh. So in the times that we're coming upon, don't think that your flesh ain't gonna be telling you, man, maybe this ain't the mark of the beast that the Bible was talking about. Maybe this ain't that. Maybe this ain't that. And it's exactly what it is, man. And that's why we go over these lessons, to show you. It's gonna be a time where you gotta leave, and it's not gonna seem like that. To society, it's gonna be like, nah, this ain't the time to leave, but that's exactly the time to leave. It's the time to get the hell up out of there, man. Get out of Dodge. Straight up. God, let me get this 1 John. Hey, and this is why the Bible tells us this. And this is a classic scripture. Everybody know it. Christian church bring it out all the time, but they don't follow it. But I mean, it's the truth, man. This is the only way you're going to be able to escape these times that we're coming upon. This is 1 John 2:15. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. It's saying that because you got to be, and this is the, I use this for myself, like I say all the time. I don't own Sony. I don't own Chevy. I don't own iPhone. I don't own Android, whatever. I don't own none of this stuff. So that's going to help me be like, I'm gone. Fuck all of this stuff. Even this mattress, I don't own the clothes I got. It has a brand on it, and that they can take it whenever they want to. I didn't pull that out in the article. While everybody was praising Barack Obama as the first black president, he signed the most executive orders that any president has ever stepped foot in the office that took away your rights, man. Literally, man. Straight up. He took away all your rights. Your vehicle, They can confiscate that. They can confiscate anything from you. And they are going to do that. They're going to tell you none of that is yours. You see how IRS do, right? When you owe them, you got to pay. You got to pay the piper, right? So let me read it again. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Right now, we have to utilize these things. Of course, we need these things, right? But when it's time to go, it's time to go. Give me 1 second. Salakia, that was my fault. Salakia. Hey, but God, I'm gonna read this one more time. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Right? For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the things that we want. Yeah, I buy clothes. You know, if I want a certain car, I'm gonna get that. But that's all of the flesh. So, like, this is Captain. I believe, Captain, your mind about to get on. Tahawam, can you get on and read for me, man? If you ain't busy. But kind. So it says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. These are the things that's of the world. And the world is not going to let go of these things because, you know, they're going to be thinking, I worked hard for this. This is mine. I own this. I paid cash for this, or I own this house. And truth be told, you don't own it. Because like I said, even when you think you own your house, you still got to pay property tax. You still got to pay mortgage. So that means what? You're paying somebody to have your house on their property, which is the government. You're going to always pay taxes. You're going to always pay the government, right? No matter what. So fuck all this shit. Leave it behind and just go when it's time. And let the Lord sustain you. Let the Lord take care of you. Let him do his side of the deal like he told you. And I'll get another classic precepts in Psalms. Right? Psalms 91. Let's see what the Lord said. Right? So this is Psalms 91 and 14. The Lord says, because he has set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high because he have known my name. Right? If you know the name Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah, what do you got to fear? What are you worried about? Do you really believe that there's going to be a kingdom and there's going to be the abundance of more than what you got now? Because we don't got nothing. We don't got nothing. Right? Let's say we did create the refrigerator, the broom, all these things. They put their patents on it. They own it. But we talking about walking into a kingdom where literally it's going to be your name, your brand. You own it. I'm going to take that risk. I'm going to take that chance, man. Right? That chance of belief, faith, man. That risk of faith, man. I believe that that's going to happen. God. That's what I'm saying. God. So I'm going to keep going. It says, he shall call upon me and I will answer him. So let's say me personally, I'm going to use myself. If I did have to leave, hey, whatever I need, the Lord going to sustain me with it. But I want you to understand this. Everybody that's in here, if you listening, faith without works is dead. We cannot just say that about, because I know certain people, they be like, no, you don't need this, you don't need that, just let the Lord. Well, I understand that, but you got to understand, what if it's a situation where, you know, you just out. And yes, the Lord will give us pre-cooked foods, things like that, but what if there's a time where you do, you know, you run across some food, but you gotta skin it, you gotta cook it, you gotta start a fire. Right? You got to boil it. You need those things. So guess what? Again, faith without works is dead. There's nothing wrong with getting you a 7-in-1 shovel, man. A shovel that has a blade on the side and it has a hacksaw on the other one. It has a whistle within the handle, right? It got a fire starter within the handle. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But you got a lot of people that, you know, they don't believe in stuff like that. But that's cool. If that's what they want to do, that's cool. God, the brother said, Scriptures mention the 12 gates and his bruise only. Con. Revelation chapter 21. Only the Israelites is making it into the kingdom to enjoy the fruits of their labors of the kingdom. The heathens going to be in there, but they're all going to be only building the kingdom. Straight up. Right? So kind. Let me finish this. So this is Psalms 91 and 15. He shall call upon me and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. Right? In a time of trouble. Right? What trouble? What is it talking about? We know what it's talking about. This is what we all waiting on right now, which we know is Jacob's trouble. Right? So this is Jeremiah 30 and 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Right? When it says saved, it means you're going to be protected. You're going to be preserved in the time of Jacob's trouble. Right? And Peter touched on it a little bit. And we just read that too in Revelation chapter 3 and 10, where it says that the hour of temptation shall come upon the world, but he shall be saved out of it. That's talking about you being protected. Right? The Lord is going to protect you. Only with your eyes are you going to see the reward of the wicked. Right? The only suffering that you will do is, not having that comfortable bed, not having that car to get you around, right? Not having that easy access of food whenever you want, because sometimes we overdo it. Sometimes you'll be hungry, and then just because the food is in there and you chilling, you want to go get some more food, right? But this is a precept from Peter, 2 Peter chapter 2 and 9. And the Lord said, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, right? Like the hour of temptation, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished, right? So the Lord is going to be judging people while he's protecting his elect. This is what's going to make him so glorious, right? This is why he's worthy to be praised, right? But it says, Psalms 91 and 15, he shall call upon me and I will answer him. I will be with him in the time of trouble. I will deliver him and honor him, right? With long life will I satisfy him and shew him my salvation, right? He's going to save you throughout all that you're about to witness, that you're about to see, man. Because it's called Jacob's trouble. It's not called Esau's trouble. It's not called Moab's trouble. You the only one that's going to be in trouble in that day. You, right? So, Con, let me go back to, let me get this James. Hey, and you gotta pray, man. You gotta pray and you gotta read, man. No matter what, sometimes you don't feel like it, but it's very necessary to do that, right? Very necessary, because this Bible is spiritual, right? The law is spiritual, and it's the only thing that's going to keep you spiritual. So this is James 4 and 4. Ye adulterers and adulteress, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? So guess what? The friendship of the world is the beast system. Believe it or not, that's the beast system, right? That's what the world is, the beast system. And it tells you in Revelation chapter 13, precept upon precept, that the world would wander after the beast. Meaning everybody, for the most part, everybody that is going to get down with this beast system. They're going to sign up for this FedNow program. They're going to sign up for the CBDC. And ultimately, they're going to take the charagma, right? And I'm sure you know that already, right? But this is a lesson, man, for, if a beginner come on her. But this is Revelation chapter 13. And I'm going to start at 3. It says, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. So let's replace beast, because this is a whole breakdown over who the beast and the dragon is, right? The dragon is the Roman Empire, though, right? The beast is a system, right? But let's replace this with Satan and Satan's followers. So it says, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. For the most part, the world, they're going to do whatever Esau tells them to do in order for them to get their lights back on soon, in order for them to get their gas and their water back on. They're going to do it straight up. I'm telling you, one day Esau going to cut out the lights everywhere in America. And he's going to be like, well, if you want to you want your lights to be cut back on, if you want things to go back to normal, you have to, you have to do this. You have to sign up for this FedNow program. That's what they're calling it as of now, FedNow, right? And they are very serious about this FedNow program. They said it's supposed to launch in July. So maybe this is the year of prophecy, man. Maybe 2023 is the year where it all goes down. Lord willing, it is, right? But I'm going to keep going. It says, and they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. Like I said, the dragon is the Roman Empire. So it's not talking about literally the dragon or literally the Roman Empire. It's talking about the ways, right? Because like I always go over, the Romans, America get they infrastructure from the Romans, right? Like street, concrete roads. That's a Roman thing, right? You got the Senate. That's literally in the First Maccabees chapter 8. You got the Democrats and Republicans, right? Back then they was called the Poblars and the Optimates, but it was the same thing, just a different name. Same thing. Only thing that's changed that I've seen was the Romans, the king. It went from king. The Romans changed it to the father of the country, and when they came over here, they changed it to president, right? But your president is supposed to be your king. But we see how that works. The king really ain't doing nothing. The king really don't pull the strings. There's always somebody behind pulling the strings, right? We see that here and today, right? So I'm going to keep going. It says, verse 4, and they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, right? And the dragon, the Roman Empire, gave all its ideas and ideologies and, everything to this system, right? To help build this system, right? Which everybody, they following after, right? If they tell everybody to sign up right here to get their lights back on, what you think they're going to do? They're going to sign up. You think they care about what you're talking about, the Bible? Here it is. They like this zone and they don't care what you're saying out the Bible. But when they in a diehard situation, they're gonna be using excuses like, my kids or this or that. They ain't gonna try to hear nothing what the Bible says. We are so close to this, and Lord willing, you are not. If you hear 8 people on here, Lord willing, you are not that person. But the only way you cannot be that person is if you praying and you reading, right? And you you a spiritual person, right? Like it tell you in Corinthians, right? So it says, and they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? But they have no idea that when Yahweh Shah come, he's going to make war with the beast, right? Straight up. And that's why a lot of these people are going to fight against Yahweh Shah. They're going to join the military. When they be drafted, they're going to go and they're going to fight against Yahweh Shah. And they're going to get annihilated, like 2nd Ezra chapter 13 say, right? So I want to show you this, though. You look on my phone. I ain't going to show that. But look. I don't know if you can see that. Oops. Hold on 1 second. Salaki, I'm trying to see if it's going to clear up. Okay, so you see that? It says, Salaki, I'm going to show my address. Please don't hurt me. It says, your power is out. The estimated time of restoration is 11 p.m. on June 21st. Right? So they changed that. It was supposed to be on Saturday, but they changed it. But that's what they were saying. These are the updates they was giving us. Right? And then that's when they sent this. These are the kind of updates they would send. It will be just this simple. It's just that simple. You see, it's not like the utility is waiting until 5 p.m. Saturday, the estimated power restoration time to flip a switch Mayor Bynum said Monday. These are the kind of games they was playing. But one day, you're gonna have to do more than just wait. And that's just real talk, man. You're gonna have to. All right. So let me get this. Go back to this precept. So James 4:4. Ye adulterers and adulteress, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Right? Your friendship with the world is hatred. Enmity is hatred with God. God hates that because God hates this world, because this world promotes adultery, murder, stealing. I mean, I know you see it with nigga culture. That's what it promotes, right? LGBTQ community, it promotes all of that. And that's what God hates, because God tells us in the law not to do those things. But here it is, this world promotes it. So if you're a friend of this world, if you walk around saying, yeah, I know he's a homo, but everything is okay, let him do him, let him live his life, then you a friend of the world, man, because you're supposed to be rebuking it. You're supposed to be condemning it. And that's why we go out there with honor and condemn this society, man, because, the Lord said this. You got to shut this shit down with honor, right? So this is Psalms 94:16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity, right? So this place is wicked as hell, and we are supposed to be on the opposite of this place. We're supposed to be on the opposing side of this place, right, Salakia? Right, and another thing too is you got to think too. What do you like to do? Ask yourself that. I don't know. I'm just all over the place, but hey, Lord willing, I hit you somewhere. Hit you, where it matters. But what do you like to do? And I bet you the thing that you think about, it has something to do with electricity. It has something to do, whether it's going to go buy, going to go purchase something, and it has something to do with electricity. Whether it's at home, it has something to do with electricity, man. Everything that you do, that you like to do, it has something to do with electricity. And guess what? They're going to use that as a weapon against you, man. And that's facts. And like I said, you really see who people is when the electric is out. Like I said, bro, I'm serious. Officer Mahar, he is literally my neighbor, my next door neighbor. He can vouch for me. The neighbors, the Edomite neighbors, they all team up. They all team up. And that's a prophecy. Look, I'm going to show you. That's a prophecy that we're waiting to happen. But guess what? If you have the protection of the Lord, these are the things that you don't got to worry about. But guess what? Your average Jacob's trouble, man. And he's not going to be saved out of it. It's literally for him. Right? So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15. And I'm going to read 14. He says, woe unto the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Right? The modern day sword is the gun. Mostly everybody got guns, right? It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another people. That is a prophecy. It says one people shall stand up. And I seen it. And Mahar seen it. These Edomites was teaming up, man. They was actually helping each other, man. They didn't ask us, did we want help? They didn't ask us nothing. I mean, it's but right though, because it's prophecy. One people shall stand up and fight against another, man. That's what we waiting on to happen. And it's going to happen everywhere, man. I don't know if y'all know about all the Anti-Defamation League. They got the Israelites on the Anti-Defamation League. They got the Aryan Brotherhood, the KKK, on the Anti-Defamation League. And they have a certain group. They're called the Phineas Brotherhood. And this Phineas Brotherhood is a community of Edomites. I don't know if you know of the story of Phineas. Phineas was an Israelite. He was an Israelite in the Old Testament. And he stuck a javelin through another Israelite and his woman because he brought a heathen in the camp. You can get a generator. Yes, ma'am. You can get a generator, but at the end of the day, when it's time to go, you got to leave all that. But Phineas is a man who stuck a javelin through a man and his girl. I don't know if they was on top of each other, but he stuck it through both of them, and he killed them because he brought a heathen in the camp. These people are called the Phineas Brotherhood because they are ready to kill for the things, the supplies that they need, man. And they are on the Anti-Defamation League. So you're going to have mercenaries, marauders. You're going to have old retired police officers. You're going to have young active police officers that they're not cops no more because everything is going to be in chaos. You're going to be having all of these things playing out, and there's going to be a lot of them that's going to be Edomites, and they're going to come and take whatever you have. And that's exactly what we're about to read in the next verse of this prophecy. So you can never get physically ready for this. You can only get spiritually and mentally ready for it. That's facts, man. That is facts. That's why the Lord keep telling you, like, bro, depend on me. I got you. If you come to me, I got you. If you don't, you doomed. So I'm going to keep reading. And like I said, the Phoenix Brotherhood, I don't know if you heard the term freedom fighters. They're called freedom fighters. Phoenix Brotherhood. They have freedom fighters out here. Just because you don't see them, they're out here. And when I say freedom fighters, you have communities of heathens they already stocked up on certain things. They already got camps in wooded areas where they already gonna meet up at when everything goes down. When everything goes down, they know to meet up in these wooded areas, and they already got everything they need out there. And when they run out, they're gonna team up with ARs and all kind of junk, and they're gonna go through cities. They're gonna go to cities and take everybody's supplies, man. If you're not stronger than them, you're done. And we know we're not stronger than them, bro. Jake think about money, cars, clothes, and women. They think about ammo. They think about supplies, man. They think about ammunition. That's what they think about. They think about ammunition. They think about supplies. They think about ammunition. They think about ammunition. The brother said, the chosen one, Jacob, he said they got the military in Philly already. And I believe that, because guess what? They got the military. Biden just ordered 1,500 troops to go to Texas and Brownsville. And people be like, and when I tell people that, you know what they say? They be like, well, yeah, that's for the immigrants. No, it's not. They already have Border Patrol there for them. What they need 1,500 for? These people, they don't get it, man. And they not going to get it until it's too late. All right? But these freedom fighters, they are ready to put it down. Straight up, man. You got to be ready to throw up a prayer. You got to be ready to do what the Lord instructed you to do, man. Right? You got to be able to have wisdom. That's why the first precept I brought out was Isaiah 33:6. Wisdom shall be the stability of your tongue. Only a foolish, natural person is going to be like, hell no, I ain't leaving my house. Hey, they going to get this 40 they come in here. No, that's stupid. Take that 40 and get the hell out of Dodge, man. Because that's what the Bible tell you to do. So I'm going to keep going. Oh, check this out. This is Captain Jeremiah Salakia. Shalom, Captain.
Shalom.
I don't know if you was listening. If you was listening, you can just jump right in. If not, I can touch on a little bit what we're going over.
I mean, I can see what you got up on here, but I wasn't listening.
Guys, so we going over when the lights go out, everything that's going to be playing out. I wrote down a couple notes on the thoughts that I was thinking about, as the lights was out, how, I'm fighting my own brain, the questions that the wife and the children have, right? How the neighbors, the heathen neighbors, they was helping each other, but they had no objective to help me because, they're going to say I'm black, but I know it's more spiritual than that. I'm an Israelite, just a little bit of everything really, but you can jump in whenever you want. I'm going to continue on this precept. So go ahead.
Hey, I don't know if I said this last Sabbath but when the lights went out here in Oklahoma, it got real bad on 6/1. That heat mixed with nowhere to get cooled off, nowhere to get refreshed or no relief. They didn't have nowhere to get relief. But a buddy, well, I can't say a buddy of mine, but a co-worker, he lives over there around 6/1. He said there was a big shootout over there on 6/1. I was like, dang. So, they got agitated, frustrated, the heat, nowhere to get relief from the heat. They can't cool off nowhere. Man, it get bad. And I don't think people realize, especially whenever we talk about it here in Oklahoma, because people ain't never seen that. We ain't never really experienced nothing really bad here. So it's kind of hard to get to people to explain to them to really put the fear of the Lord on them. You know what I mean? So it's rough, especially here in America, man. It's a lot of people haven't seen it. And I'm sure you already touched on that a little bit too. They just haven't experienced anything. So the fear hasn't gotten to them. So we know, me and you know personally, that the last, like, what was it? There was something that happened. I can't remember, but we had people calling us and was like, man, they started talking, they didn't believe about God, or they didn't even want to talk to us about the Bible, but now they were starting to talk to us about the Bible. Like, hey, what does God say about this? And, the people that left us, they didn't want to have nothing to do with us. They started calling us. So we both had that same experience, But hey, there's gonna come a time. We always say this. There's gonna come a time where they're gonna be looking for us and they ain't gonna be able to find us. So,
hey, why? Because we know, according to the Bible, when these things pop off, to leave. So guess where they gonna go?
Yeah,
they gonna be still trying to find your address. You gone. You long gone though. But they're gonna be looking for your address. They're gonna be trying to Google your address. They're gonna be trying to find your address, and we're gonna be gone, man. Right. We're not trying to make it seem like we something, because we not. We can't save you, but we giving you life right here with the scriptures, man. Because the Bible says wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time. But the brother was going over what was happening on 6-1. We just literally read that, and you heard him. He said he wasn't listening, and he just spoke about what the Bible just said. It said, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh." They're gonna be out there just whacking each other, man. Straight knocking each other over, man. Stepping on each other. All because they hot and they hungry. And like I always say, the angriest person is a person that's hungry, man. You do not want to deal with a hungry person. You don't want to crack jokes with a hungry person. You don't want to do none of that with somebody that's hungry.
Hey, there's gonna come a point in time when you get so hungry, you ain't gonna feel like you got nothing to lose. And those be the dangerous people, man. They ain't got nothing to lose. They're on survival mode. It's like anything goes at that point.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And like they say, when you ain't got nothing to lose, you lose it.
Right.
Just straight up. Hey, but since he said that, I was supposed to bring out these articles and I forgot. So the water, that's why 2 was better than 1.
That's right.
So this was what's going on in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And this is one of them. It says businesses without power burglarized, vandalized, right? And this was on 31st and 129th. A business was burglarized and vandalized. I screenshotted these articles all in the same day. It says the next one, attempted ATM burglary at a bank with no power. This is the shit that's going to be happening. So your house is a must. Your house is a must. Your neighbors I was still been trying to find this precept to put in this lesson about how people are actually watching. It says it's in 2nd Ezra. It's in the latter chapters. But it says the more that you add into your houses, the more people will watch you. It's actually a precept that says that in the Bible. But I have not ran across it still. I was even thinking about reading 2nd Ezra starting at like 12 and reading all the way up to 16 to find it. But I never did it. But it says attempted ATM burglary at a bank with no power. It says another one. A man got caught stealing a generator for $20. Another one. A burglary arrest at a cell phone store with no power. Another one. 2 burglaries in one day at a cell phone store with no power. These are all different places. Another one. Search underway after break-in at Dollar General in Tulsa. Bro, all of this just happened in Tulsa. All of this. Right? And I even screenshotted the picture of these dudes to show you, like, bro, this is real. I don't know if you can see that. Of these dudes, man. These dudes was actually doing this because the Bible says it would. So, I mean, you can, at this point, there's no denying the Bible, man. But I'm going to keep going on this prophecy. So it says, verse 15, for the sword, and this is 2nd Ezra 15 and 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Like I said, the neighbors, how they watching us. Your neighbors is watching you. They see you moving different. They see you don't do certain things on Saturday, bro. Come on now, you watch everybody. So why you think they ain't watching you? It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. Sedition is simply rebellion. So in that time, hey, call the police all you want to. Call the SWAT. Call Homeland Security. It doesn't, none of that's going to matter. Because guess what? Those men in those offices, they're going to be fighting for their life too. They're going to be fighting to keep their family safe too. So who are you going to call? It also says, for there shall be a sedition among men and invading one another. Like I said, the Phineas Brotherhood, them freedom fighters, your marauders, your mercenaries, your old retired veterans, your young active police. You got all these different, offices of these people that's going to team up together and they're going to be invading each other. They're going to be invading each other. And guess what? If it's white people, they're not going to go to their people. They're going to go to you. You already hated of them. Khan, the brother said, purge on the way. And they ain't helping us. I mean, would you would do the same thing? You like, no, I'm not going to do that to my people, but heathens, it's over with. Right? But it says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. Right? And when I went over earlier, your modern day king is your president. Like I said, the Romans is the one who changed it from king. They didn't want to be called king. The Romans wanted to be called the father of the country. And then when they came over to the Americas, that's when they changed it to president. Right? The Romans hated to be called king. They wanted to be called the father of the country. So when it says they're kings, it's talking about your presidents, your Senate, right? Your Congress. Ain't nobody trying to hear what y'all got to say, bro. Y'all not even helping us. That's how the people going to be thinking. I mean, obviously, we see it's all kind of break-ins. These people are breaking into shit that doesn't. Why are you breaking into a cell phone store? It's just the momentum. It's the thrill. It's we can do whatever we want. That's all that is, man. Until they really realize that they need certain of these things, certain things. Right? So it says, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. And this is the reason why I put out this precept dealing with the Phineas Brotherhood, the marauders, the mercenaries, and so on. If it says in the course of their action, whatever they decide to do is going to stand in their power. If these niggas are pulling up, if they surrounding your house with M16s and the only thing you got in there is a Glock, you're finished, man. Straight up. You can't protect the whole family with just a Glock, man. That's why we have to depend on the Lord in these last days. They're going to win. That's just what it is. And bro, the Bible is saying this. So the Most High already told you what's going to happen. A lot of people that do not follow the Most High God, these are going to be the main ones saying, oh, God, please help me. God, please help me. They're going to be trying to cross their eye. What do they call it? Dot my T's and cross my I's, whatever.
Yeah, cross your I's and dot your T's.
Yeah, cross your I's and dot your T's. That's what they're going to be doing. And it's going to be, the Lord already told you. He's like, bro, y'all going to die. All y'all. Y'all didn't follow me. Y'all didn't do what I told you to do. Y'all wanted to be Baptist. Y'all wanted to be Methodist. Y'all wanted to be Jehovah's Witness. Some of Jake wanted to be the Roman. Remember the black Roman Catholic, the brother? He wanted to be a black Roman Catholic. Anybody, I think them is the dumbest. You are an idiot if you are a Roman Catholic. Why? Because those are literally the people that gave us hell and killed Yahushua. How can you be a Roman Catholic and believe in Yahushua? That isn't how. They the ones killed him. Go ahead, King. I know you want to say something.
No, I was just gonna say it's a toss-up for me. Because Christians, man, they just, they kind of, a lot of them just blatantly disagree on everything we say for the most part, man. We come across a lot of people. Hey, Shalom, I'm going to take time out to say Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom, daughter Hebrew. Our Hebrew daughter, Salakia. Shalom, the chosen one.
Tazamak in the house.
God, Shalom, King. Shalom, princess. But yeah, man, they be the dumbest ones, man, because they be disagreeing on everything. And they be like, we saved by grace. And we already say, they just be politicking all the time, man. It'd be so hard to get to them. To me, it's a toss-up. But I definitely understand what you're saying, though, about them be the dumbest ones.
Yeah, it's like, bro, what? I mean, all of them is the worst, but I think Roman
Yeah.
Catholic is far the worst, man. For
Yeah,
real.
he does.
And like to make it all fair, to balance it all out, all religions stem from Roman Catholic Church,
Okay.
which is the false prophet in the Bible in Revelation. But I'm gonna keep going. It says, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Right? This is why, who said that earlier? Somebody said it earlier. Who was it? Who was it? They said that they were sending a military in Philly. Who was it? Right here. The chosen one, Jacob. He said they got the military in Philly already. And I was explaining how they had the military. They was Biden just signed off on 1,500 troops going to Texas just recently. So this is what it's talking about. A man shall desire to go into another city and shall not be able, because like I said, order out of chaos. Problem. He's going to create a problem. He's going to let the people react. When I say let the people react, he's going to allow a lot of bloodshed to happen. I'm talking about when it all goes down. I'm not talking about these little drills that he's doing with the weather and with the people. I'm talking about when it all goes down. This is the prophecy we waiting on. Right? They're going to have military checkpoints. You're not going to be able to leave your crib, man, for the most part. But for the people that's not, for the people that don't get caught and they don't have to stand crib, that's going to be, the pilgrims, right? And I got to get this. Matter of fact, can you get it from me? I don't know if you're free to give me something.
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead.
All right, give me where Yahushua said, those that be on the top of the house, let them not come down to go inside their crib. Right? This is real, man. Like, it's going to be really like that. It's going to be certain people that are going to be able to leave their house, and it's going to be certain people that are not going to be able to leave their house. Right? But this says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. There's going to be military checkpoints. Right? And me saying that, I tried to have this lesson set up, but I'm not even going in the order I should be going. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
I feel you. It happens like that.
I'm kind of freestyling it right now, but I still got some. So I had screenshotted this too, and this popped up on my phone recently, and I'm just like, this is something I couldn't ignore. This is what it says. It says, okay, government will give you solar panels if you live in these city zip codes.
Oh, I just heard about that. Yeah.
Why? Because there's going to be certain cities and zip codes that's still going to be functioning societies, and the military is going to be surrounding them, and they're going to be blocking everybody out from them. But these are only the ones that got down with the system, man. That's still going to be a functioning society. At the end, even when Yahushua come, because that's what the precept, the prophecy in Matthew 24, it says that people are going to be eating, drinking, marrying, and giving into marriage until Yahushua crack that sky open. So it's going to be a functioning society. But outside of that, it's going to be the purge, man. Outside of that, it's going to be the Maze Runner. Outside of that, it's going to look like the Book of Eli. Outside of that, it's going to look like that Will Smith, I Am Legend. We always bring up these movies because they're prophesying to you on the left-hand side. They showing you. And a prophecy, when I say prophesying on the left-hand side, they're showing you, because that's what we do. We prophesy on the right-hand side. We're showing you what's going to happen in righteousness. They're showing you what they're going to do on the left-hand side in wickedness. Straight up. Because remember, Slakia, remember this is, even the Christians know this. The devil gives you a little bit of truth and the rest lies. So he's showing you the truth, that what he's going to do, but the rest is lies, man. How he programmed the movie, all that is, for the most part, he give you a little bit of truth and the rest is lies. But go ahead.
Oh, just telling you, I got that precept. But a lot of people that do got them solar panels, they put a target on their back too, to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, a lot of people going to be trying to get up in there. They see that they got them solar panels. Kind of put a target on their back.
Yeah. Solar panels, like, and a lot of people, they're going to leave their whole entire family, their lineage behind just to be in that society. Straight up, man. Portrayal. Hey, that's another precept. That's another prophecy that's going to come to pass. Portraying one another.
Yeah.
Right, but go ahead.
Oh, I had that one too. I was going to pull that one out too. But this is Matthew 24:17. It says, let him which is on the housetop not
start
come
up a little bit. Start up at like 14 or 13.
down. Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
So Salakia. So we know that's one thing you can't deny. And Yahushua told us that in Matthew 16, 1, 2, and 3. He says, if you can see what the weather look like, but you can't see what times you in, you a hypocrite. So you can look at what we bring it out. Now, these articles, you might overlook it. I don't know, but it's real and it's going to happen. Right. So when you look, the gospel is being preached, bro. You got people in the Philippines preaching the gospel. You got people everywhere preaching this gospel. So the end is slowly but surely coming. The end is slowly but surely here. The end of this world, this society. Right? But go ahead.
Hey, also I want to add too, man, if y'all really pay attention, man, to these brothers that are bringing these precepts out, these lessons out every day, we're really giving you, the Most High God is really giving you the blueprint on what to do. And that's what he's getting ready to go over right now. So if you pay attention, he's really telling you what to do when trouble comes, right? So I'll continue. It says, then ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place. Whosoever readeth, let him understand.
All right, so why is it saying that? Why did it say him so read it, let him understand? You should be able to understand that. I mean, it's written in Daniel. He explained that to you. But this is talking about when the abomination of desolation standing in the holy place, when Esau bring his military and he come in the Israelite communities. This is what it's talking about. But go ahead.
Okay. My battery's low, so Salakia.
Okay.
And I don't have my charger with me.
Okay.
All right, verse 16. It says, please pay attention. It says, then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains.
Okay, so that's another key point. That's another key point. So when they militaries come in and they start surrounding everybody, like we just read, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So we see these prophecies is going together. But it says right here, then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountain. Now, this is talking about 70 AD, but the Lord doesn't change, right? So he's going to have this happen again, right? So it says, then let them which be in Judea, right? We are people before a place, right? Wherever we go, that's Jerusalem. Wherever we go, that's Judea. He says, flee into the mountains. So when they come with their militaries, you got to go. That's what I was talking about earlier. You don't own Sony. You don't own Chevy. You don't own that should help you leave all this shit behind. If not, you got a problem. That means you're a friend of the world. That means you're an enemy of God. Right? But go ahead.
Con 17. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house.
So this is the point I wanted to get out of this chapter. So he says, let him which is on the housetop come not down to take anything out of his house. This is symbolic. But we know you're not going to be on your house. He's simply saying, like, bro, when you see it, when you see all this happening, just go. And when I say that, I be thinking, I'm going to give you my mentality of it. I look at it like the Lord will give you, when he say just go, maybe the Lord will give you like a 15-second window or 15-minute window where nobody sees you. Nobody sees you leave. He'll do that for you. That's why he's telling you, like, bruh, when you see this happen, just go. He might create that window for where you can actually get away safely. You never know. That's how I look at it. Why else would he say that? He's saying, let him which is on the housetop come not down to take anything out of his house. That's how I look at it. I'm just telling you how I look at it. It's talking about a window that the Lord is going to give you so that you can get out of Dodge, man. But then it says, neither let him which is on the field return back to take his clothes. Right? I say, wherever you at, you need to just go, man. If you at work, you need to tell your girl to, meet you somewhere and y'all go. Fuck all that stuff at the house. Y'all can, we Israelites. We didn't have to start over how many times? I don't know if you've been through that, but like shit, we had 48-hour evictions where we had to leave everything, bro. As a child, I'm talking about the mud. I didn't have to leave everything behind, man. So that ain't nothing to me, man. I'll leave all this shit behind. Straight up. But it says, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. This is not talking about some righteous Israelites. Why do I say it's not talking about some righteous Israelites? Because when we go to 2nd Ezra chapter 2 and 26, he says, as for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish. This is talking about the 2/3 and the 1/3. He says, for I will require them from among thy number. He's going to require 1/3 from amongst the 2/3. This is 100% of the Israelites. He's going to save 1/3. He's going to destroy 2/3. Or he's going to let the heathen trodden them underfoot. But it says, be not weary, for when the day of trouble, Jacob's trouble, and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful. But thou shalt be merry and have abundance. They're going to be weep and weep and be sorrowful because they ain't gonna have electricity, they ain't gonna have water, they ain't gonna have gas. I mean, let's face reality. They're gonna be shitting in the toilet and they're gonna fill it all the way up to the top. Then what you gonna do? That's the kind of stuff I think about. Like, so it's like they're gonna be going, and then all that shit in the toilet is gonna make them sick if they still standing there. This is our American people. They're gonna be trying to protect shit, that's dumb stuff that they can get back, right? Especially if we're talking about the kingdom, right? But these people don't have faith, though. But I'm gonna keep going. It says, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, said the Lord. Why? Because he's going to protect us. Now, this is the point why I got this. My hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell. So that thy children shall not see hell. Hell is Sheol, which means the grave. Or hell can also mean hellish conditions. Right? It says, be joyful, O thou mother, with thy children, for I will deliver thee, said the Lord, man. I love when the Lord stamp his name on there, man. When it says, said the Lord, this is just like how we, I look at it, me personally. When it says, said the Lord, I look at it like me. Like, if I tell you something, like, bro, I'm telling you, I got you, bro. Straight up. Like, I'm going to do whatever in my power to honor that. I got you. And I look at that's how the Lord do. When he says, said the Lord, he mean that. That's straight up. He mean all his words, but this is like a promise. Straight up. So going back to Matthew 24, this is not talking about Israelites that's in the truth. This is talking about wicked Israelites. When he says, and what he says, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, pregnant women and women that just had their babies. Right? It says, but pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day, for then shall be great tribulation. Right? The great tribulation period. So I can 1 second. So I'm going to read it again. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor even shall be. It says, and except those days be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. That's how bad it's going to be. No flesh is going to be saved if the Lord do not shorten the days, man. That's the days that we're coming upon, Salakia. It's not letting you get on, Captain, if you're looking. It's not letting me click you on. All right, there you go. These are the days that we're coming upon. And hey, this is red letters. This is what Yahweh Shah HaMashiach said, man. God, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Everything's moving slow, though.
Okay.
I got this old laptop.
All right, so what I was going over, like I said, I'm going back to my original point, right? When I said that people, you really see who people are when the daily necessities are taken away, right? And what it made me do, bro, like when electric was off, like, bro, when electric got back on, it made me cherish the little things. Like, I literally cherished actually being in here. I ain't gonna lie, when the lights came back on, I literally made a pallet in my front room floor and watched TV until I went to sleep. I didn't care about no bed. I cherished the small things. And what's the small things that, I had a crib. You start to cherish the small things when when you go through things like that, man. Straight up. You do not want to be ungrateful. You wanted to say something now?
Lie.
God. And another thing I said earlier too is even your children, you will see what they like and don't like. So you got to help, you got to help your children out. There's precepts all in the Bible that, that you can read with your children to build them up in the spirit too, man. Right? Because you don't want your kids complaining and complaining and complaining, because guess what? There's a precept, a prophecy. I'm going to start saying prophecy. There's a prophecy even on your children portraying you. Why? Because I'm going to just get it. I think it's in Luke 13. Give me 1 second. Yeah, Mark 13. So this is Mark 13 and 12. It says, now the brother shall betray the brother to death, right? And the father, the son, and children shall rise up against their parents and shall cause them to be put to death, man. These are the times that we're coming upon. This is how serious it's about to be. Why? Because I'll give you an example of how I look at it when it says that. Why else would your children portray you? Because there's going to be certain instances where, like I said, you got to get up and you got to go and you got to leave everything behind. But your children, that's all they fucking know is video games. That's all they know is watching TV. They don't know about nature. They don't know. So they going, it's like, no, I don't want to do that. So guess what? One day you're going to be asleep and they're going to get up and they're going to take off and they're going to go look for the nearest chipping station. They're going to look for the nearest whatever station that Esau got prepared for you. Concentration camp, death camp. They're not going to be thinking like the Bible says, if I go to them, hey, look, perfect. The chosen one, Jacob. See? Posted that precept. That was perfect timing. So this is Lamentations 4:17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. But your children don't know that, because you never showed them nothing. So it's going to be easy for them to portray you. You never put no spirit into them by reading to them, and actually having them walk in the scriptures. So they're going to portray you, man. That's what it's the Bible prophecy, man. It's funny, but it's not funny. It's only funny to the people that scoff and mock and think that these things ain't going to come to pass. Straight up. Because it's definitely coming, man. You got to raise your children up in the spirit too. This is a spiritual. If you believe you're a spiritual person from reading this book, then you got to put some of that in your children. Right? You have to. You want to say something else? Hey, and guess what? Another thing too I want to say. They're talking about another storm is coming Saturday. And guess when the storm happened? On Saturday. That's why I'm saying this is Esau. And one day Esau going to do it. He's going to lead the power out. He's going to be like, well, you got to sign up for this program if you want your lights back on. Straight up. Straight up, man.
Hey, it's definitely Esau. I wish I had this video. I seen it. This lady, she was like, anybody out there in TikTok world, can y'all answer this? What is this? And it just shows like a storm formulating over over the land. And it was like, I ain't never seen that. I ain't never seen nothing like it before. It was like just swirls. It was like a bunch of swirls. Like it was like it reminded me of a hurricane on the land. Like that's what it kind of looked like. Like somebody like put what like the outlining of a hurricane on top of the land, and that's what the outlining of the storm looked like. I'm trying to explain it the best I can. The only way I can really do it justice is by showing it, but I don't have that video, and it's really weird. I ain't never seen nothing like it. So it's definitely Esau. I wanted to say that it's definitely Esau putting these storms out there and these clouds and these weird electric. All of this stuff is weird, man. It's definitely weird, but it's definitely Esau too.
Hey, and there's videos of of Esau's his little machines malfunctioning. Right, there's a video. Hey, I did a lesson over this already, and I should. Do you know how to put videos in the chat out?
You got to hit the share button.
I mean, in the link, like, you know how to put the link up?
Yeah, I think so. Let me see.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the link of the video I did. I did this video like 8 months ago, and I actually had got videos showing that Esau has a big ass generator machine that creates clouds, and these clouds make it storm, bro. It literally made it rain right there where that dude was.
Oh yeah, come on.
And I guess it was like NASA or something. NASA is the one who be doing that shit. And HARP, HARRP, or HAARP. I mean, HARP, the HARP system. Yeah, man. They really do that, man. But the Lord gave them that kind of authority. The Lord gave that to them for a little bit of time. But they think these are the kind of weapons they're going to use against the Most High. And the Most High going to crush their ass. Right, but this sister asked the question, Angela Etheridge, Salaki if I slaughtered your name, Shalom. She said, do you think Connecticut will be surrounded? Man, I believe that what they're going to do, I don't think they're going to just surround just certain cities, except the ones that they chose to make a major city. Like, I believe California, they're going to keep California. Big places like either California, Texas, or New York, right? Places like that they're going to keep, right? Because they got a lot of things like, California, that's where a lot of electricity come from. So they would have to keep that intact in order for that little small society to stay functioning. Right? And that made me think of the Georgia Guidestones, maintain population under 500 million, right? But
hey, so like it real quick too.
Go ahead. Give me 1 second.
Okay, come on. So it don't matter where. Like, you want to always prepare. You're supposed to always be prepared for no matter what happens. So this is why we went over those scriptures, like the brother was bringing out those scriptures on what to do when it happens, because it's going to happen. Like brothers has done lesson. I was going to do a lesson over. You're not going to be able to sit this one out. Like, you won't be able to sit this. Nobody's going to be able to sit what's coming on the planet. Nobody's going to be able to that happened to me. Fear is going to hit everybody. It's going to be fear. Everybody's going to experience the fear, right? So what are you supposed to do? And the brother went over scriptures on how you're supposed to, like, flee into the mountain. That's normally what the prophets did. They fled into the mountain. They fled into the woods. That's what they did. So the brothers that are teaching, that are going out to the highways and they're doing these lessons, they're always dropping these gems on what you're supposed to be doing when disaster strikes, when something's coming to you. Right, to a hood near you, you should know what to do. So just in case it does happen by you, you know what to do. That's why, people. The Bible talks about, roughly paraphrasing, like, you have peace in the Most High God because He's already told you what to do. Like, it's okay, it's cool if it happens. I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm not supposed to go back into my home, right? Which you just went over. You're not supposed to. If a man's dwelling on his rooftop, you're not supposed to go back into your home to get any of your precious, plates or something that you hold near and dear to your heart. You're supposed to just take off and head out. That's what you're supposed to do. And don't look back. That's how you're supposed to roll. And the brothers is dropping gems all the time, man. It's just up to y'all to listen. Like, the brothers is doing the hard work by researching these scriptures and researching articles and they putting it out there. They're real watchmen of y'all. They're really watching out for the disasters and preparing y'all for when it comes. So whether it happens in Connecticut, whether it happens in small town Tulsa, Oklahoma, you know what's going to happen. You know how to prepare for it. You know what to do when it comes to you, right? So that's what we got to do, right? So nobody's going to be able to see this out, though. Go ahead, though.
You broke that down for her, though?
What's that?
She asked the question, do you think Connecticut will be surrounded?
Oh, yeah. I just broke it down a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, I just added a little bit more.
So, like the brother said, he broke it down for you. Hey, it's not about if they're going to surround Connecticut. Whatever they surround, you're going to be affected by the global great tribulation that they're going to bring to the America and the rest of the world. Because it says the whole world going to be affected. You're not going to be able to run and leave country and think you're going to know they're already doing them in over there in these other countries. You don't even hear news about these other countries no more. You don't hear about Sweden. They're not updating you nothing about these other countries because they got them on lockdown. They turn their ass up, straight up. Hey, I want to get to this comment section for a second though.
Okay.
All right, so let me make sure I ain't skip nobody. I'm gonna start up right after the scripture I posted. Tazamak, peace and blessings. Shalom, Mak. Tazamak, my guy. The chosen one, Jacob, he said they better endure unto the end to be saved. Hey, we just read that in verse 13, I believe it was. He that endureth to the end that shall be saved. So that means you gonna be in this situation. You gotta endure. You gotta go through the great tribulation period too. Now, it's not gonna hit you as hard as it's gonna hit people that don't know what's going on. Because think about it like this. The first thing I can think about is getting punched. If I punch you and you never see it coming, it's going to break your jaw and it's going to do something to your mind. Your brain's going to shake up your brain, everything. But if I'm sitting here ready for you to hit me and I can tighten up my jaw and I can prepare for your punch, it's not going to do as much damage. Take that into consideration. All right, Tazamaki said, Dustin. All right, it says Esau's still going to slay NM, what chip or not if you ain't part of the elite. Yeah, that's true. Because there's actually a prophecy on that too. It says that let me get it right quick. There's actually a prophecy on that. You are correct, King. Second Ezra, and I got to get back to that Second Ezra 15. Don't let me forget. All right. So Second Ezra 16, and I'm gonna just get the point. Second Ezra 16 and 68. It says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, right? Which is the military force. That's that wrath of a great multitude. Talking about your military, your homeland security. That's supposed to protect you. Them actually gonna be the ones that's gonna be doing you in. And I did a lesson over that too, how America is really joined forces with these other nations, and they're gonna bring their military over here, and they're gonna be speaking different languages, and you're not going to be able to, they're going to be telling you to get on the ground. They're going to be telling you to strip naked. You best believe that. We talking about some freaks of nature. These heathens are profane. They're vile. They're going to be telling you and your household to strip naked. We talking about the ones that don't obey the Bible, man. They have no idea what's about to hit them. Plus, these women, these American women all over twerking, the way they do, they ain't got no idea what's about to hit them. Man.
Hey, so Lakia, real quick, I was just talking to my mom about this too, because a lot of people think, because what's that scripture? I think it's Joel 2, where it talks about your sons and daughters shall prophesy. So, my mom, she's like, see, the women gonna be prophesying too. But one thing you got to remember, when it always comes to the Most High God, He never does things outside of His order. He says, 1 Corinthians 14:40. Let all things be done decently and in order. So he laid the order of how the divine order, the Most High God Yahweh, his son Yahweh Shai, men, and then women. All of the women that are going to be prophesying, they have a head covering, a spiritual covering. All of the women that did anything glorious or spectacular, they had a spiritual covering. They had a man over them. They never did anything outside. Well, there were women that did something outside of the Most High God, like Jezebel. She did something outside, and she did it on the left-hand side, and it's called wickedness. So if you ever try to move outside of the order of the Most High God and think you're going to be prophesying without a man over you, you're going to be in wickedness. You're going to be in that's just how it is, because you operating outside of the order of the Most High God. He set up the order. Who are you to go outside the order? We can't go outside the order. We can't go start prophesying. Nah, we ain't doing it in Yahweh Shai's name. We're going to do it in my name. What are we going to look like? We're going to be out there looking like Boo Boo the Fool. You know what I'm saying? So you can't do it. If we can't do it, you can't do it. So don't think a lot of our women are going to think that they can move out and safely without the order of the Most High God. This is why it's so important. And I keep urging in my lessons that women get with either a camp, get with a if you do have I don't know how to put it, a man that might be interested to marry, do it. Right? A lot of our people have a tendency to look based off of looks and appearances, and then they're gonna end up alone. They're gonna end up without a covering. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I'm just encouraging y'all brothers and sisters, man, especially y'all sisters, to get in order. This is very important. Salakia.
Very important, man. You heard the captain, man. Get in order. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Everything is done decently in order. And that made me think, him saying that, it made me think about the Lord giving you over to your own ruins. Because going back to my initial point, these women that's, over here in the Americas, they have dressed, they twerking. You think these other countries, these men, these military men, you think when they do their thing, and when they buy themselves, you know what I'm talking about. When they cut on them clips, those are American women they watching. So they're gonna think like that about all these American women that don't have a head covering. The ones that don't have the ones that do have a covering, they're not gonna be able to find. But the ones, hey, can you get me? I'm gonna prove it to y'all, right? Just real quick. Can you give me 2nd Ezra chapter 16 in the GNT, 15 in the GNT?
All right, Con.
And I think it's verse 30.
What's 15 in the GNT? Oh, 30. All right, Con. Yeah.
Let me get there with you 1 second. I'm gonna show y'all real quick. I'm gonna show y'all prophecy. Man, this is all prophecy that we're going over today. All right, so we're gonna go down to verse. All right, so it's 16. It gotta be 16.
All right, in the GNT.
Yes, sir.
I hope this is the right one. So, like, if it's not, oh dang, I got my sword right here with the GNT in it. It's lucky. All right, 2nd Ezra.
All right, yeah, it's 16, and let's start at 27. Because remember, we just read in 2nd Ezra 15 and 17. It says, a man shall desire to go into another city and shall not be able. This is another precept that says the same thing, but it's going to give us a little bit more detail.
Are you saying verse 27?
We're gonna start at 27.
All right, Con. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 27. It says, and a person will long to see the face of another human being, or have to hear another person's voice.
So that's a precept to what we just read in 2nd Ezra 15 and 17. All right, go ahead.
Only 10 will be left out of the whole city.
So only 10 people are going to be in the cities. Go ahead.
And in the countryside, only 2.
Because it ain't that many people in the country anyways. So he says only the city got a whole bunch of people, but it says only 10 going to be in the city. We know this is it's just a number. It's not talking about literally 10 people. It's talking about, compared to Tulsa, Oklahoma, almost 1 million people, only 10. So only like 200 or 300, 400. We don't know. But this is the number that is given. But we know it's not talking about literally 10. Then it says in the countries, where it's not really that many people, only 2 gonna make it. Right? But go ahead.
Who have hidden in the forest or in the caves.
And that's what Yahweh told you to do. He says, when you see these militaries come in, he says, flee to the mountains. That means get the hell out of go, just go. Right? Go ahead.
Con, when an olive grove is harvested, 3 or 4 olives may be left on each tree.
Right? Because when you picking, like, let's say you picking pecan tree, because my auntie, she had a pecan tree. We picked as many pecans as we could. You in your mind, you're like, I'm about to get all of these. But you always leave some behind. Always. That's how it happens. That's how it works. But go ahead.
Con, when grapes in a vineyard are picked, a few branches may be left even by those who look carefully.
Right. So this is the analogy it's given. Keep going.
That is how it will be done. That is how it will be in those days. 3 or 4 will be missed by the soldiers who search through the houses to kill everyone. The land will be.
Hold on. Let's meditate on that.
Yeah, that's a good one right
Read
there.
that one more time for the people, man.
It says 3 or 4 will be missed by the soldiers who search through the houses to kill everyone.
Do you? Oh, wait. I'm telling you, bro, you better have the Most High on your side.
Right.
These trained military soldiers, man. Trained marauders, trained mercenaries, like I was talking about earlier. I don't get this. I don't just make these things up, man. We don't just make these things up. It says that it gives you an analogy, just like how you pick grapes or you at an olive tree or you even picking pecans, you leave a couple behind. It said that's how it's going to be when the military, the soldiers, the marauders, the Phineas Brotherhood, when they come through your neighborhoods, they're going to be kicking in all these doors. They're not going to be able to get every single last person, but they're going to get the majority of everybody. And it says that right here, 3 or 4 will be missed by the soldiers who search through the houses to kill everyone. Not just you and your wife. Your kids got to go too. Because this is going to be a direct command from the general of the U.S. Army that he's going to be given to the, let's just use the Chinese military, the Arab military, because they're going to be helping. That's why I said they're going to come over here and they ain't going to know you ain't going to speak their language. And if they catch you, they're going to be like, strip, and they language, and you're going to be like, I don't know what you talking about. Boom. Or they're going to be beating the hell out of you with the back of their gun, bro. We talking about things that we only see in movies.
Man, hey, I seen a movie. It was like this too. It was so depressing because up here at the top is what I'm talking about. This is verse 27. It says, and a person will long to see the face of another human being or even hear another person's voice. And that's what they were going in. It was like a foreign movie, but they had military that came in. They were living in the rural area, and it was just kids that was left for the most part. It was just kids that was left, and the kids that did get left, they didn't see nobody for like days, man. They were just walking, and I was like, bro, this is a depressing movie, but that's how it is. This is exactly how it's gonna be, man.
Exactly and you mess around and see a little child, man, crying, talking about mama, dada, for real, because the baby was sleeping. Bro, I'm just giving it to you raw. The baby might have been asleep somewhere under a cover, and they didn't hear boom, 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 boom. And when the military missed them, and the baby woke up, and I mean, bro, this is movie type stuff, bro. But it's gonna be your reality. If you, bro, that's why there's no point of faking serving the Most High. There's no point of appearing righteous. And I know a lot of people think that about us, like, man, especially the brothers that leave. You know what I'm saying? They think they got a lot of stuff to say about us, but bro, we moving accordingly, and we gonna keep doing this. There's no point of faking it, bro. You can't sit here and go on social media and act like God this. All your posts is about God, but then you living a wicked ass life, bro. You ain't doing the work. You ain't doing nothing. It's just not gonna work like that. There's no point of faking that, because it tell you in 2 Ezra 16.
Yeah, we gotta go ahead.
2 Ezra 16 and 62. Yeah, and the spirit of the Almighty God, which made all things and searcheth out all hidden things in the secrets of the earth. Surely he knoweth your inventions and what ye think in your hearts, even them that sin and would hide their sin. Therefore have the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. And when your sins are brought forth, ye shall be ashamed before men, and your own sins will be your accusers in that day. What will you do, or how will you hide your sins before God and his angels? Come on, man. There's nothing you're going to be able to do. So just get right, man. Just get right the best way you know how. Go ahead. You want to say something?
That shame, too. That shame that's going to hit a lot of people. Man, people don't want to deal with shame. Nobody wants to deal with shame like that, man. You know, some people think that they what's the word? Imperviable. Like they can't nothing hurt them, man. But that shame is going to cut right through you. And I don't know how it's going to look or how it's going to be. But the Most High said, you know, hey, your shame will cover you, man. And it's going to be bad. It's going to be something terrible, man. You're not going to want nobody to see you. Just imagine shame at its highest peak. You know what I'm saying? What you were trying to hide because you didn't repent from it is going to be shown to everybody.
Yeah, like imagine like let's say that the Lord allowed the camps, you know, to rock with each other in that day. Like we can protect each other, we can help each other, but then you got the so-called one of the mightiest brothers in the camp. This nigga die a horrible death. It's like, and you would think about scriptures like this, like, damn, that he wasn't doing what the Lord told him to do the whole time. He was faking the funk. Or no, let's not even say that. He was scared the whole time. Why are you scared? What are you scared of?
Man, I'm telling you.
You did what the Lord told you to, right? No, a lot of these niggas don't, man. A lot of them don't, bro. I'm not about to sit here and play around. I'm just not. I'm not about to sit here and play around by myself with the brothers. I'm telling you, these brothers know what I'm doing. They know what I'm doing. Like I try to have a strict schedule. So if I do something different, that's why it's time to examine myself. I got a strict set schedule, straight up. Go ahead, though. You want to say something?
I mean, I want to finish this out though, because it's fire.
Con, go ahead.
You know what I'm talking about? The 16. The 16.
Yeah.
This is crazy. All right, Con. This is verse
32.
I'll start at verse 31 again, real quick, just to run it through. It
Give me
says,
1 second, all right?
All right, Con. You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm saying,
All
give
right,
me 1 second.
All right, Con. It says, that is how it will be in those days. 3 or 4 will be missed by the soldiers who search through the houses to kill everyone. It says the land will be left empty. The fields will be overgrown with burrs. The roads and paths will be covered with weeds and thorns because there will be no sheep to graze along them. This is the point. Young women will be in mourning because there is no one to marry them. Wives will be in mourning because they have lost their husbands. Daughters will be in mourning because there is no one to help them. And that is one of the main points right there, because you don't have no hedge. You don't have no protection. Man, hey, I always go over what was it? The levees being blown in what was that called? The flood in Louisiana. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Huh? Hurricane Katrina, the water. Hurricane Katrina. Every female that got attacked did not have a husband, did not have a man there. Every one of them, the documentary that we went into, every one of them that got attacked had no man. They had no protection. There are what do? They do documentaries on pedophiles. They do documentaries on rapists, and all of them talk about how they search out their victims. Their victims is a family that don't have a man, a family that's not strongly rooted in some kind of religion. That's their victims. Those are their victims. And this is what's going to happen. Women don't have no head. I don't care how tough you. I don't care how many MMA classes you take. I don't care how many special arm weaponry training you take. All that's going to be gone, because it just talked about how the groves and the hedges and the streets are going to be left uncovered. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to have weapons in those days like that. You're not going to have the proper protection to protect yourself, right? The American women, they have done a number on our women to teach them that, oh, you can protect yourself. You don't need a man. Man, we have been duped. We have been tricked very hard, man. And it's going to be a rude awakening for a lot of our people, man, especially our women. Men too, though, but women for the most part, because it just went over it. We just went over it. It says young women will be in mourning because there is no one to marry them. Wives will be in mourning because they have no husband. It's like it.
They have
They have
lost.
lost their husbands. Daughters will be in mourning because there is no one to help them. Right? It says all the young men will be killed in the war, and all the married men will die in the famine. Oh my gosh, man.
Hey, Salakia,
Go
and
ahead.
just for the record, World War III is going to be going on while this is going on. They're going to be over there fighting while they got the country locked down and doing their thing too. All this is going to be happening, man. That's why the world is going to be in so much chaos. So this definitely, man, I'm telling you, if you read this, not even just in the KJV and other translate, bro, you will see how it's already starting to happen.
Hey, a lot of brothers specialize in different things, man. And Captain DeBar specialized in the woes of the Most High God because it gives you, and that's beautiful that the Most High God put it on that brother's spirit. We need every brother that's like, okay, because we got brothers that's like, we know a brother that does over just women, man. Like a lot of his videos are just over women. And that's something that we as a nation, we need it because we are being built all over again, right? So from the smallest thing to the greatest thing, we need every bit of it. Don't overlook it. Don't think that one is better than the other because we're starting from scratch, man. Israel is a young nation, right? We're coming out of that immaturity stage and we're starting to mature a little bit more and we're starting to see that everything is needed. I don't care if the brother's doing videos over women all the time. If that's all he's doing, listen to him because the Most High God put it on his spirit for a reason. Go ahead, King.
Hey, yeah, Howard Shaw even spoke about that. That's the parable of the talents. If you only got 2 talents, utilize them 2 talents. What you talking about? Like, don't sit here and nah. If all I got is woes, I'm whoa.
Hey, we need
woe
that.
unto you.
Hey, that's something that I was talking about a while back ago, man. I'm talking about a while back ago, kind of when we first started. We seen it on your spirit, man, and that's something that's something that's going to guide us. You know what I'm saying? That's a spirit. That's a beautiful thing that the Most High God put on you because that's how we know which way to go. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, the fear of the Lord. Hey, I got a precept for you too. Hey, look, check this out. 1 Corinthians, or it might be 2 Corinthians 5:11. Yeah, 2 Corinthians 5:11. Check this out. So 2 Corinthians 5:11, it says, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. But we are made manifest unto God, and I trust also are made manifest in your conscience. So some people, we persuade them through fear of the Lord, telling you what the Lord gonna do to you if you don't repent. Some people we persuade through love. Some brothers got that better, way better. Persuading through love, being brotherly. But you got to persuade through arrogant brothers that was in the world. You got to persuade through the terror of the Lord. Like, hey, all that you was going through in the world, the Lord can make that 10 times worse. But go ahead. You want to bring out something else? Hey, I'm definitely going to do a part 2 to this too, because I got a whole bunch of notes and precepts that I was supposed to bring in. I'm glad I freestyled it though, but I'm glad we freestyled it. But
hey, this is a fire lesson, brother. This is your lesson, brother. So
hey, and we're gonna do a part 2. Definitely. Hey, you have some? Did you want to keep going on there though?
No, that was the end of 6. Was that the end of 16? No, that was the end of that. Because it says God's people must prepare for the end, which is good.
Yeah, too. That's what it was going to. He was telling his people to prepare.
We can do that. We can do that on part.
That's what we're going over. Prepare, man. You got to prepare. You got to, and like I said, you can never physically get ready for this. Never. Go get in the gym. Try it. Go get in the gym. Go stock up on food. Go stock up on guns. We see people doing it all the time. But that's not what's going to save you, man.
Very true. That's a good point. Good point.
You can try it all you want to, but that's not what's going to save you, brother. The Lord told you, right, what's going to save you. And then he said him, coming back to him.
Hey, right? One of the most important things, too, is, okay, there's nothing more important than what he just said, because coming back to the Most High God is the most important thing. Go to a man that fears the Lord, Go to a man that fears the Lord. That's where you're gonna find, that safety, that shelter, because his nose is gonna be always in the scriptures. His nose is gonna always be seeking the face of the Most High God. So that man's gonna help get you to that kingdom. And I'm really talking to the women. I think the men, for the most part, know this. I think the spirit is on the men to do that. But I'm talking to the women, man. Don't be caught out there, you know what I'm saying, like thinking that you got it, because that's not how it's going to go. Also, what I wanted to say was, your faith is going to be increased too, because the more you hear these scriptures, the more your faith is going to be increased. The more you're around it, you're going to start seeing how the Most High God has always protected those that trusted in him. The more you're going to see, like Captain was saying, he said one of the worst punches you get is the ones you don't see coming. The Most High God is an invisible God. How are you going to see his punches? You're never going to see him. So he's going to always KO everybody. He's going to always knock out everybody. So that's where your trust, that's where your faith should be. That's
like Debo.
Yeah, he's always Debo, bro. You're going to always be Debo on people, man. You're going to always get that KO, man. Stay on the side of the Most High, man.
Hey, what did Debo say when he pulled up on Craig the second time and next Friday? He said, "You remember me, punk?" That's how the Most High got all that scoffing, all that. The Most High gonna pull up. "You remember me, punk?"
Right.
Hey, so look, this is what this is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna read down to 40, and then I'm gonna go into the comment section, then we're gonna close out.
All right, Con.
So you can keep going.
All right. It says, "Then listen to my message, you people who serve the Lord. It is the Lord's message, so receive it and believe when he says what he says."
So, like I said, we're going to do a, Lord willing, if it be the Lord's will, we're going to do a part 2 on this, because like I said, I got the notes. Hey, and it probably goes somewhere. It probably go through the spirit again, and maybe we can do a series to it. I don't know. But I'm definitely going to try to do a part 2. We're going to do a part 2. But the Lord said, now listen to my message, you people who serve the Lord. So he's talking to you. It is the Lord's message, so receive it and believe what he says. Remember I said earlier, when it says, saith the Lord, that's him stamping and notarizing it. Like, hey, I'm telling you, it's like a promise. But then he also says, the disasters are approaching rapidly, and they will not be delayed. Remember, it says that what it says, though it tarry, wait for it. Tarry means it's coming slow. We think we want all these things to just happen so fast and get up out of here, but I'm telling you, it's gonna be ugly out here. And I'm talking about with the eyes. I was looking and I was watching, family members dying, friends dying. You gonna know. I mean, we coming in a time where you're not gonna see, like a man shall desire to see. It says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And then when we read in 2nd Ezra 16 and 27, and a person will long to see the face of another human being, or even to hear another person's voice, and you're not going to be able to see him. So it's going to come a time where if you don't see somebody after a great long time or a great while, you're going to know they dead. You're going to know, because it's going to be so chaotic out here. You're going to know that they're dead. It's going to be like, man, damn, they gone, they done, right? So he says, it is the Lord's message, so receive it and believe what he says. The disasters are approaching rapidly, and they will not be delayed. A woman in the 9th month of pregnancy may suffer labor pains for several hours, and that's the time we're in. We can say we in like the 8.5 month, the way things are looking, because now we don't know the day and the hour, but we know how close we are according to the times. That's what the prophecies say. That's what the Bible says. Yahushua told us that we know according to the prophecies. And according to the prophecies, the Karagma, the Revelations 13 and 16 is knocking at your door. Straight up. You want to say something?
Nah, God, it's happening more and more, man. I'm seeing more and more videos out there. Brothers are posting more and more lessons and scriptures and articles that's just showing it's brother, it's here, bro.
Hey, so, and I'm gonna help you out right quick, just to show you. And this is according to, the prophecies getting closer. So it says right here, this is in Tulsa, Oklahoma too. This is immediate. This was 12 hours. This got posted 12 hours ago. Immediately after the lights came back on, It says Bank of America. Bank of America, that's in Tulsa. Bank of America, it says Bank of America, Oklahoma branch permanently closing. Why?
Crazy.
Why now?
That's crazy.
Now, somebody will look at that and be like, oh, that's cool. No, it's not. That means, because you got to understand what they're doing. They're going to crash Cash App. They're going to crash Chime. They're going to crash all these banks, and they're going to leave like one or two banks open. And you know what they're going to do? Everything is going to run through these one or two banks. That's why they did that in Silicon Valley with those banks and they're crashing all of these banks, man, on purpose. So that everybody can deal with what? A one world government, a one world system. It ain't no more multiple banks. It's going to be one bank that everybody goes to. And it's called the FedNow program. CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency. CBDC equals MOTB. So it says Bank of America, Oklahoma branch permanently closing. Right? Look, I got another one. And this posted today too. And it said Cash App. This was today. And this happened to me. I had purchased something yesterday. We had purchased something yesterday in my house, and it charged us double of what we bought. So I'm like, what? So I went up there. I'm like, nah, hold on. What is this? I'm thinking they just charged it double and they got what I got. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking they used my money to give. But come to find out, it was Cash App. And this is what it says: is Cash App glitch is charging some customers double. Look,
that's crazy.
So this is what I'm saying. They're going to crash. They're going to try to make it seem like these things it's a problem, and they're going to crash all of it. They're going to crash all of this. If you got money on Cash App, one day your bank account is just going to be zero. And they're going to come up with a better solution for you. Everybody's going to be mad. Everybody's going to go in a chaotic state. Problem, reaction, solution. When I say the people reacting, it's going to be blood being shed. It has to be for Esau, for everybody to believe that Esau has a solution. Right? So one more thing. I seen this morning on my way to work. Right? And this is the store that's right down the street from my house. This is what you're going to see more of. So it made me think, I'm like, hold on. So the power went out. The stores, I said earlier, the stores only want cash. So they wanted you to get all the money out of these ATMs. They made you do it. They wanted you to get all these money out of these ATMs, and they're going to crash the ATMs. So what you need cash for? You don't need cash no more. We're going to a cashless society. So they made you get all the money out of these ATMs, give it to the clerk, the Quick Trip. They going to pile all this money up. They're going to send a truck in to pick up all this money. They're going to take it somewhere and probably burn it. Cashless society. That's what I came up with. That's what we heading towards, man. This is no game. This is not a game, man. This is very serious. This is very real. But let's keep going. Can you keep reading on that out?
Con, it says, verse 38, a woman in the 9th month of pregnancy may suffer labor pains for several hours. But when the time comes for the baby to be born, there is no longer any delay. In the same way, go ahead.
There's no more any. That means it's here. There's no turning back.
Right.
When that baby coming out, you heard what the doctor say. If you're familiar with it, they be like, he's coming. So that girl, you got to push now. It ain't no waiting no more. That baby coming out whether you want it to or not. So you might as well just push and get that baby out so you don't have to deal with that pain for a longer amount of time. Just push. So what does that mean for us? Bro, we got to get ready now. But go ahead.
Gone. But when the time comes for the baby to be born, there is no longer any delay. In the same way, the disasters that are coming on the earth will not be delayed, and the world will groan when it is caught in its labor pains.
But guess what? The world don't even see it coming.
Yep.
They don't even see it coming at all. Bro, it's going to hit them so like, and you know what's the craziest thing about it all? We've been warning them this whole time. Yep. But they look at us as niggas because we got on a red t-shirt and we got jewelry on and we got Air Force Ones on. So that means don't listen to them. Them is nothing but niggas. Them is D-boys.
Right,
Them
we
is
out there in the streets.
D's.
We ain't got the suits on and in the church. We ain't in no building. Right.
But guess what? Them ones in the suits in the buildings, they the ones deceiving you.
Mm.
You don't hear pastors go over the mark of the beast. You don't hear pastors go over the great tribulation period. They don't go over what you need to do in the last. It's just all about, man, we know what it's all about. Let's finish the last verse.
Con. It says, listen to my message, my people, and get ready for the battle.
Hey, that's spiritual. That's a spirit. We talking about spiritual. We talking about 2nd Ezra 7:57, right? Let me get that right quick, just real quick. 2nd Ezra 7:57. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle. Same battle we're talking about right here. Like I said, you can never physically get ready for this battle. You can't. So it got to be talking about the spiritual and mental battle. It says, then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. That if he be overcome, right, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say. So there's no gray areas. There's no in between. It's either you win or you lose. America, when you lose, they'll slap you on your hiney and tell you good job. We'll win next time. Nah, that's not that kind of battle. That's not that kind of game. You lose, you lose. You win, you win. All right? But read that one more time, verse 40.
Con, you read verse 40 or verse 39?
40.
All right, Con, verse 40. It says, listen to me, listen to my message, my people, and get ready for the battle. When the disasters come, you must live as people whose home is not in this world.
Because you're going to be an outcast. You're going to be an undesirable. You're going to be a half. You think you're undesirable now? Wait until society collapses, man. You like the same way you treat them homeless people, guess what? You're going to be treated the same way. Now, the Lord's elect is precepts. I can show you precepts where the Lord said, I'm going to feed you. I'm going to feed you. So that's the only hope we got. We prisoners of hope here.
That's right.
That's all the hope we got, man. It's depending on the Lord in these times, in these days, man. Right? But he says, listen to my message, my people, and get ready for the battle. It's this spiritual battle. When the disaster shall come, you must live as people whose home is not in this world. And that's where the mentality, the mental battle come in. And the spiritual battle. You got to be mentally ready for this. You got to be preparing yourself for it already. There's nothing wrong with going or walking around your crib in the summertime with no AC on. You got AC. And if it get too crazy, you can cut it on. But try, push yourself like that, because that's what we do. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say it lasts every single day exactly how it's supposed to, but some days we do good with no AC and it be hot outside. We deal with it. These are things we got to do, man. These are things you got to prepare for, because it's coming. And one day you're going to have to do that regardless. So why not practice now? Why not rehearse it now? Straight up. You got anything else you want to bring out? If not, I'm going to go to the comment section.
I don't.
Comment. So, Shalom, the chosen one, Jacob, he says, New York, we done for. Oh, yeah, New York. I don't know if you know, New York is one of the testing grounds, in America. California, Texas, and New York, those are testing grounds. Right? So it says, he says, that's going into the bar lesson on the rapture. We all going to get a taste. God, all praises. And I'm glad you've been actually taking heed to what we've been bringing out through the Spirit of the Most High God, though. Yahweh Wah Yahweh Shah. Right? Angela Etheridge. Some people don't even have houses to put solar panels up. Very true. Right? And those people are going to be more at peace than anybody. Them homeless people, hey, they're going to be welcoming you with open arms. Welcome to my world, pal. Welcome to my world, buddy. They are already homeless. Right? But it says, she said, I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, in the city part. Where do I flee to? In Jacob's trouble, it's barely woods around east, south, which way to go. You just go. You just leave. Just go far away. Like, bro, this is one thing you got to understand when we're talking about the spirit. Me, I'ma just because it's wooded areas. It's wooded areas around here, right? Like Riverside. But my plan is not to go to Riverside because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are already gonna be thinking that if it get too bad. So my objective is to just go and let the Lord guide my steps. I'm gonna land and go exactly where I need to go. And you got examples like that, like in the book of Eli. His objective, he said, just go west, and the Lord protected him on his way going west. It's symbolic for going east, but he went west. So just go and let the Lord do everything. One thing we have to do is we have to let the Lord do his side of the contract, the covenant, the agreement too. I'm not saying that like he has to, but I'm saying you got to give him space to work his jelly, to work. Got to give him space. So just go. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be so scared, you're going to just leave your house anyway. You're going to just go. So let the Lord do everything else. Don't worry about going like me. I'm not about to worry about going straight to Riverside. I'm going to just go, man. If I end up somewhere on Riverside, all praises. If not, all praises. Right? The sister, she also said, how do we contact you? If you look on our main page, I think the Gmail is in the link, right? Captain?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's in the link. It should be.
Got it. And I hope that was helpful, me saying that. Like, just go, man. Just go.
Yeah.
So, Azamat, he said, I had a dream years ago. There was some kind of chaos going and soldiers flooded the streets and neighbors. This was before I was in the truth, and I still remember it and see its significance. And I had a dream like that too, man. Like I had a dream, and it's a short dream, but they was dressed like SWAT. They was in all black, helmets and all, from head to toe, and they was taking everybody to this drain. It was like a drainage. It was like walls, but it was going downwards. And then like you could turn and go like 3 steps, and then it goes, and then walls, it goes down again. So it goes down 3 steps over, and it comes down again. And what they would do is they would pin you up against the wall, and they would get ARs, and they would just shoot you. And then your body would drop, but the blood of you, it will go down the other drain, and it will go all the way down. I had a dream like that, and when it got to me, I took off. And I was in the truth. And when I took off, the thing was about it, as long as I was running, I was good. But I remember stopping, and I hid behind this rock, and they caught. I'm talking about any time, no matter what I was, no matter how far I got away from them, every time I stopped, they caught me. But every time when I just kept running, they could never catch me. They could never catch me. But when I tried to catch a breath, I hid behind something, they would always catch me every single time. Brother said plenty of Jezebels. It's something tough. I am true. Oh, yeah. All praises to the Most High God. She said, I am truly edified. That's what we do these lessons for, to edify our people. We're a small camp, but we try to help out. We try to help out with the brothers that's, before and in front of us, Angela Ethra, I've been following you guys for 2 years, and I remember when the young brother had dreads. I think she talking about Mahar. And now he cut his hair and got a fro. That's one thing I like, is you guys. All praises. Amawan Kodash. Amana Kodash. Salakia. Shalom, man. What's happening? Tajah. Shalom. And these is brothers that's within us already. Saying shalom to them brothers. His brother said it has to happen. His word will not return void. Khan, that's Isaiah chapter 55. The Hawam, Tazamak. We got some precepts. Okay, so Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, common precept, classic in the nation of Israel. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. And guess what? I ain't got nothing but time. I ain't got to do a video in a cool little minute. It's been like 8 days since I did a video, right? I ain't got no excuse. A lot of it is, the electricity, but at the end of the day, I don't got an excuse. I still could have made something shake, right? But like I said, I was dealing with that, and I was trying to stay focused. Like I said, that's not an excuse, right? So Ecclesiastes 8 and 5, and this is a precept for Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Y'all should put this in y'all files. It says, whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. So the conclusion of the whole matter is to fear God and keep his commandments. And when you do that, nothing evil is going to touch you. All praises to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. He posted another one. He says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed. And that's a good precept for what we just read about in verse 2 Ezra 16 and 38 about the woman and her pregnancy. That's a perfect precept. In Salakia, we didn't get to it at that time. Right? It says, and perish in the day of vengeance. You got Tajah. He said, just like our forefathers Joseph, stock up on seed, stock up on precepts, stock up on brothers and sisters, stock up on faith, be circumspect. Kind. All right, who else? Israel better wake up. That brother, and this is good too. The brother said, Israel better wake up. He said they just live in life with no care. Hebrew daughter said, much wisdom to bar the water. I learned a lot of it from Captain Jeremiah, though. All right, so we got Tazamak, Yasharala.
That brother came up on me. That brother came up on me, bro. That brother grew up right in front of my eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it says smooth words, pulpit pimps. Hey, me and Captain, we're working on a lesson right now dealing with the pastors. Remember, I was sending you them videos, you were sending me videos. That's what we should call it. This brother just gave us a title, pulpit pimps.
Yeah.
That's a good one, man. We should actually use that.
We need to get Officer Thahawam in there too, because he had on his spirit too, man. I didn't even tell him about it. It was on my spirit. Yeah.
Hey, I'm down. We can do that. I mean, I want to do this part 2 tomorrow, but we can do it the day after.
Lord willing.
God. It says the double-minded and lukewarm consider this being over righteous with such detail in scriptures. God. The sister said yes, part 2. Our praises. The brother posted another precept, howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as said the prophet. God. Who said that? What prophet it is it's talking about? It's talking about the prophet Isaiah. And that's Isaiah chapter 66, if you didn't know. The brother Taz Yahi posted, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on a wall and a serpent bit him. Right? And he was talking about the dream that I was speaking about. All praises. And this is the day of the Lord. This is how it's going to be. Right? Let's say you running from some troops and you get away from them, but you thirsty as hell. Now you don't got no water. You about to pass out because you dehydrated. Right? It's going to be situations like that for everybody except the Lord's chosen. Isaiah 65 and 15, he tell you, I'm going to feed you. I'm going to give you water. I'm going to give you everything you need. Only thing you got to do is go. Right? So this is brother said, I give both y'all your flowers and General Hezekiah. Y'all got me in this truth to join Sakari. All praises to the Most High God, man. Hey, so you New Jersey, right? That's the brother from New Jersey, man. All praises, man.
Oh, Khan. Them brothers.
I believe it is. I'm gonna wait for him to say something. I think this is the brother from New Jersey.
Yeah. Hey, man, I don't see no Sakari camp that don't do a good job, man. They all do a good job, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Sakari, man.
Khan.
Hey, them brothers actually sent people to us, man. Remember, Captain?
Hey, believe it or not, I always tell the story. Hey, Sakari, my first, you know what I'm saying? I was a Sakari soldier before I was sons of Jacob, man. So
hey, tell him what happened. No, I'm just like
hey, nothing happened, man. Hey, I talk to Deacon almost every week or every other week, man. So me and him, we still chop it up, man.
God, all praises. Hey, so you got anything else you want to bring out, Captain?
No, sir.
God, so hey, Lord willing, you was edified. Like I said, we're gonna go live around the same time tomorrow to do a part 2. Only reason why I didn't put it on the main page because I knew I was gonna be talking about the MOTB. So I was like, no. They be flagging the hell out of us when we talk about that. So, like I said, all praise to the Most High God. Lord willing, you was edified, man. Give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Malak, Yahweh Shah. Hey, have you noticed? I got to say this. Man, the fireest lessons in Israel, I'm talking about really cut you, edifying, whatever. They always give praises to the Most High God, so we know who's doing all this, man.
God.
Hey, we love you too, King.
God, definitely love y'all, man.
Shalom.
Keep pushing. Shalom, Barakatah.
Shalom, Barakatah.